Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Please make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. So I've tried to shoot this video so many times and it's really it's just not been working, and this time I am not going to try and do it again. I'm just going to do it and be open. Literally as I was about to try again, loads of things started falling in my kitchen and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? So you have to bear with me with this video. I'm talking about something that I really it's took me a while to get here. If you're close to me, you know how much this really freaked me out and I was a mess, and it's just time to share it because I feel like the more I don't, the more I'm thinking about, oh, when am I going to make that video? I just need to make it. So, okay. My cosmic awakening, yay! So, I went through my normal standard awakening when I was going through some trauma, trying to heal things, healed my seizures, yada yada yada. You've already probably heard about that. I will link a video down below if you haven't. But yeah, that's basically how I got into my awakening. I was just going through crap and I had seizures and I just wanted something to change because I couldn't live my life like that anymore. So that happened, got into energy healing. That's how I healed my own seizures. Moving forward, I just absolutely loved healing and started to heal other people, constantly healing myself. I love the fact that, I loved the fact that I had control of my life and I could change all of the negative things. I could take them all out of my energy and I didn't have to experience them anymore. So I went so hard and so deep into my healing journey. I literally healed something that the amount that people could heal in 10 years, all in the space of just such a short time, because I was like, I can heal myself, this is amazing. So pretty literally the same time I started to heal was bearing in mind this is all in the first few weeks of my awakening, literally. My third eye shot open. I started to see spirits in my house and just see scary things, and I was getting bombarded, literally woke up from my sleep because they would just be waking up with all of this whispering and messages, and I just didn't know how to control it. I was really frightened. I didn't have a clue what was going on until I finally spoke to someone and they basically taught me how to control it, what I was meant to do and all of that stuff. So I've been able to channel for a long time now, and yeah, it's really, you'll understand why I'm talking about that in a minute. So I've channeled negative and positive spirits, and I'm glad, because at the start when I experienced all them negative spirits, I was able to discern between the two then, and even since then I've had things trying to pose to be positive and you can feel it straight away, and I'm like, no, you're not positive. You can feel the difference, but you have to have the experience, I believe, to make sure you're only channeling of the highest frequency and you're not channeling these beings that want you to ruin your life. So that I understand now why I went through that, because that has really helped me with where I'm at now. So moving along my healing journey, my spiritual journey, a few years later started to go through my Kundalini Awakening, which again I didn't want to go through one of them. I heard not the best things about people going through one of them. didn't want to go for it. I was crying again. I'm like, I didn't ask for this. Like, what is happening? Why do I get all the intense things? Like, yeah, I was really in my feels about that, because I was like, nah, I didn't understand what it was, and I'd only ever seen negative things about it. But mine has been really, really good. Mine has not been as scary as everyone makes out. So yeah, I've been going through my Kundalini Awakening, very, very early in that, so I do not have any advice on that, because I'm just winging this. I'm just trying to get through it myself. And this is where I'm at now. So along my journey, I started to hear about like extraterrestrial beings, and I didn't used to believe in them at all. Did not. Nothing. No, don't believe in them. And then going further along my journey, I started to think, like, how is it even possible though if they're not real? Because like, how is this possible that we're here on our own? Like, this, it doesn't make sense. Like, the more I was like awakening, the more I'm like, how is it only us? And then I'd be like, okay then, well, maybe they are real, but maybe they just don't, I don't think they look like what people say they look like in the movies and stuff, because like, that's so weird and that's so out there. And I started to believe in more and more, and then I started to like see people on YouTube channeling them, and I'm like, okay. And then it confused me, because apparently like there's, well, not apparently, like I know now, but there's not just like one alien being and they all look the same. So I'm like, what? And bearing in mind, I'm going from a person that does not believe in this stuff to like, oh my days, this is insane. So I really resonated with the person I watched that channels a lot of these beings. Just something told me in my gut that she is so honest and this is true. There's been other people that I've seen channeling them, and it does not feel the same. It doesn't feel in my gut that I know that that's true. So I just don't watch them, because it doesn't resonate with me for some whatever reason. So yeah, I started to learn a lot about it, and it was fine because it was from a distance and it was other people experiencing this, and I thought that was like my cosmic awakening. Well, yeah, like I believe in it now, so that's it, job done, over and out. Like, I just thought that's where it'd always be. I never thought that I would ever experience anything in person like with me. I thought it would just always be other people, and then I would listen to their stories and be like, yeah, cool, next. Like, yeah, and I was happy with it staying afar. So I wasn't scared anymore. I knew that they were here to help, and I knew that, you know, they were here before us, and I knew all about that. But like, even though I knew that they were here to help, and I know there's negative ones out there, but there's the same with spirits, and I've had to deal with that a lot. So like, I know there's negative ones out there, but I also know there's positive, and I know how to protect myself from the negative. So I knew about the negative extraterrestrials, but it didn't bother me because we're so powerful, we can protect ourselves. That didn't bother me. It just bothered me when I started to channel them, and I'm like, sorry, what? Like, no. My ego was not having any of it. I was freaked out. I thought people was going to think I'm weird. Like, it just, my ego could not handle it. It just wasn't ready to change that much, because even though I did believe in it, it was happening to somebody else, and I didn't think it would ever shake me as much as it did with it happening to me. Like, it really, like, it took me a long time to get my head around it. At first I would start seeing them in like my visions and like just my spiritual practice, and they wouldn't necessarily be like speaking to me. They would just show me little things in my visions, and I just didn't tell anyone. I think I told my partner, but we would just like joke about it and like, oh, I seen this, how weird is that? Like, I just wouldn't really go into depth. And then it started to get more like okay, one is talking to me, and that really freaked me out. I was kind of like, is this real? Like, is this really happening? It was really bizarre. I then got like energetic, like cosmic surgery, not cosmic surgery because that's what we have to like change our appearance, but like energetic surgery, which was bizarre to me. That really, like, I was going through such a deep healing at that point, so I just wasn't even in the right mind and to even process what just happened. But like, I got energetic surgery. Like, what? That's insane. Like, I will talk about that in a different video because like otherwise I'm just going to be on that forever. But basically, more and more things were happening to me with these extraterrestrial beings, and I was trying to digest it, and I was saying little bits to my friend and like my partner, but like nothing too much because I genuinely thought like people are going to think I've lost the plot. Like, I'm already so spiritual. I'm like this spiritual person, so that makes me like the outcast of, you know, I'm the different one. And then to top that off by being like, yeah, aliens are communicating with me, like I'm gonna look like even the weird one in the spiritual community. So I was like, no, I don't feel comfortable telling people about this. Like, this is too much. Like, I didn't even want it to be happening to me, never mind sharing that with the world. So it was basically, I was ignoring it, and it started to happen more and more. So anytime I meditate, like every single day, sometimes like twice a day, I am all like, this is my job, but like even if it wasn't my job, I would just do it because I love doing all of these spiritual things. Like, my life is like the most like spiritual life, not like the most spiritual life, but like I enjoy doing spiritual things every single day. Like, I don't just do it every now and then. Like, I literally, like, I live it. So I couldn't really avoid this from happening because it was just happening all the time. Like, every time I would meditate, it'd be there straight away. And like, every time I sit down to do like a meditation Mondays for you guys, and I'm like doing all of this, you know, like meditating, and the soundtrack, they'd be there. Like, I was trying to do a healing video, they overtook it. Like, honestly, like, it's just so much. And it was just happening so often, like every single day. I couldn't even meditate without them showing. And I'm like, my ego just didn't want to, like, they were really nice, they helped me heal, they helped me for a lot, but like, I was so frightened to share with anyone because it just changed my world so much. I'd gone from not believing to channeling them and them helping me and them teaching me things, and it just was so like mind-blowing and bizarre to me. Like, what? I didn't ask for this. So yeah, so moving on, I finally like told my friends and my partner properly about like what is happening. And I literally spent 3 days straight crying. Like, and I know that sounds really, like, to someone that just believes in all of this stuff so much, I bet they're thinking like, why would you cry about that? Because it was speaking to me. Like, they speak to me, like I channeled them. Like, that changed my world so much. Like, it just really, like, it was if like, the only way I can describe it is if I was like the most religious person in the world, and then you had just told me that religion didn't exist. Like, that's what I felt like. Even though I wasn't, it just felt like, I don't know, and I did believe it with the other people, but that's the feeling I got, was just like, wow, this has changed a lot. Like, this has changed my brain a lot. Like, this is insane. So yeah, so anyways, I told my partner, I told my friends, and they were so supportive, and like, they were calming me down. My friend came over and helped me do a healing, and just really calmed me down, because like it's just been so overwhelming and I couldn't run from it anymore. I couldn't ignore it anymore because it was just there all the time. And I love I've been working closely with one Octarian called Blue, and she is amazing. Like, she is literally like, she's a beautiful like energy, like the energy, her soul is amazing, and I feel very safe. But like, it just still blew my mind that I was like channeling and speaking to an Octarian. Like, that's insane. Like, I would be channeling things and then be like, write it down, and then I couldn't even Google it, and I'm like, how can I know this information? I can't find it anywhere. I would YouTube it, can't find the name of like the species of like alien, and I'm like, oh my god, no one's talking about this. I'm so scared, like, oh my god, this is scary. And then I'm in this group chat with amazing girls, like literally the bestest people ever, and it's only very new, so like for some reason I didn't even know why I felt comfortable to freaking share, but I was just like, okay guys, this is happening, I'm really freaked out, I'm like melting down right now. I remember my friend was in work and like I was just so scared, I didn't know who to tell, and I just told that group, and I'm like, this is happening and it's really frightening me. And one of them was like, you should get Gaia, it's really good, and you know, they all calmed me down. They was all like, it's really cool, chill out, like, you know, this is amazing. So they was really supportive and amazing, and if any of you are watching, thank you for not like, yeah, thinking I'm a weirdo. So I went and I downloaded Gaia straight away, and I'm like searching all of these names of extraterrestrials that I've like personally communicated with, and I'm like, they're real, like other people have done it too, like oh my god, I'm not losing my mind. Like, I knew it was real and I knew I did channel it, but like it was so frightening to me that I channeled something that like I'd never even heard of before. Like, I'd heard of Greys, I channeled that, I heard of Greys, and I'd heard of Octarians as well. Like, I wasn't sure if I'd heard it correctly because I didn't know. I know people talk about Greys all the time, but I remember, I'm sure someone spoke about Octarians once, and I couldn't remember if I heard it right, or I was like, oh my god, like I hope that person was talking about this. Like, and some things are YouTubeable, like you can search it in YouTube and it does pop up, but some things I was channeling just really wasn't, and I was so freaked out, and I was like trying to like Google like what do these look like, and I'm like, I'm telling you, I can tell you what it looks like because I've seen it in my brain. But like, it's scary when you showing that you're getting shown things and you have to trust your gut. I've never had to trust my intuition so much with something, and then it was there. Gaia showed me, and I was crying because I felt so much better that like someone else was channeling this too, and I wasn't the weirdo. I wasn't like, you know, probably what people are going to think of me. It's fine because I get it. I really felt like that too. But yeah, Gaia made me feel so much better. I haven't found all of the ones that I've been channeling yet, but I have high hopes. I feel so much better because a few of them got kind of like validation on that they are real, and just makes me feel so much better. So I basically was doing the healing with my friend. She finished work, she came over, we was doing the healing together, and again, every time I meditate, it's just natural to just channel for me. Like, my guides are always there. So this time my usual guides were just a step back, which was odd. Like, when I heal people, like I have kind of like a row of their guides and like their loved ones and things, like that's how they usually stand for me, and they were stepped back further than usual, and I was kind of looking at them like, what are you doing over there? Like, why are you so far back? Like, what you know, what are you doing? You come to talk to me. And they just wasn't saying anything, and I'm like, okay, okay? So I'm just like doing the healing, my friend is healing me at the same time, we're meditating together, and then the cosmic mother stepped forward, and I have like a little deck of oracle cards, and one of them was the cosmic mother. So I did a meditation of that on YouTube, and I got the hiccups. It felt amazing. I felt her energy then, but like I don't know why I didn't click that was an alien. Like I don't know. Like my brain just doesn't think about aliens like that. Like to me, I was just so blindsided from it. But anyway, she stepped forward, and I just instantly I felt like I just instantly wanted to cry. I instantly felt better. I instantly just wanted to just like, oh my god, I'm fine. It's fine. Like, bearing in mind, like, this is the 3rd day. I've been crying for 3 days straight because I'm so like, oh my god, people are gonna think I'm insane. Like, literally, like, nearly having like anxiety attacks over this because I was just so scared of like, why is my world changing so much? So basically, she stepped forward and she started to show me this vision, which is not really abnormal because my guides do that anyway, so I'm just going along with it. And she showed me like, we have blocked so much of, you know, your success. We've purposely blocked it because you would not have the courage to step into this right now if we didn't. If you had everything you wanted, you wouldn't have the courage to, you know, step into this right now. You'd be too comfortable. And I was like, excuse me, like, oh my days, how dare you? Like, I was laughing, like, I knew they knew best. Like, their energy is so healing and love it, and like, I knew it was for the best, but I'm like, rude. Like, you could have told me, but I just wouldn't have been, I wasn't even ready to hear it now. Like, never mind, back then I wouldn't have been ready. And turns out I had a curse on me, and they didn't like let me know until like now, but I will tell you about that in a different video. But yeah, like, there was like, no, because if you had like the really big YouTube, if you had you know, like all of the successful stuff, like, you just wouldn't, you would be too comfortable to take this step now, because right now sitting here you don't have much, but you were still about to say no. And I was like, no, I don't want it. I was crying, I don't want this. Like, please, universe, I don't want this. This is scary. Like, I don't want to be too different. Like, I just want to blend in. And yeah, and she was like, you came here with your sister, and then pointed at my friend, and I look at my friend like with my 3rd eye, and I'm like, oh, you're an alien too. I'm like, what? So yeah, she is my like alien sister. We came here on this lifetime together. She was like, your sister came with you on this lifetime to help you fulfill your mission, and you need to do this. Like, this is your mission. And she was like, look at how many people you've got supporting you right now. And she turns, and there was just like, and I keep describing it in this way because it's the only thing that made me think of like how many people there were there. Not even like people, like beings showed up in the spiritual realm just for me in this healing, like right then. And I was just so overwhelmed. But if you've ever seen Narnia, do you know like when there's like the good side, like they're all on the grass, and there's rows and hills and hills and rows and rows and rows of like beings, all different shapes and sizes on the field, like getting ready to go to battle, all of the good ones. Well, that's how many people were there, like beings were there in the spiritual realm, like just stood there, just supporting me. And it literally makes me tear up thinking about it, because of like, oh my god, me? What? Why me? Like, this is just me, and you're here to support me. Like, it was so insane. I was like, why would they want to support me? What? I don't get it. And they was like, you don't even remember, like, literally, but like, you're here, and we all love you, and we're all supporting you. We've got your back. Like, we're all here for you. And it literally, like, I was just in shock. But I felt so supported and so like validated and so loved that I had the courage to say yes, okay, I'm gonna take it on and I'm gonna be brave and I can do it. And it was still very scary, and it's still scary sharing this video, and I still don't really know what my future is gonna look like, but I'm gonna be okay. She was saying to me, your business is gonna look different, and this is why I struggled so much as well, because like I love my business, like I really do, like I love sharing and helping people. So for someone to change that really got me on edge, like, excuse me, what, like, no. But she was like, it's gonna change a little, it's gonna steer in a little bit of a different way, but it's gonna be so amazing and it's gonna help so much more people. So it doesn't have to change too much, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I chose to just do the scary thing and say yes, even though I was scared, because I knew deep down that this was meant to happen and they have my back. So that is where I'm up to now. They've been literally teaching me so much about like DNA. It all seems to be related to DNA so far, like I don't know why, but yeah, I'm excited to get into this next chapter, even though I'm really nervous because I've not shared like something like this before, but so what? We have to just put ourselves out there sometimes and do whatever feels right to you in your gut. And I know that not everyone is going to resonate, and it's completely fine if you don't, because honestly you just heard my story. Like I thought this wasn't even possible. So I'm completely fine if you don't want to stick around on my channel. It's okay, I get it. But if you feel safe with me, if you want me to share, then stick around, because I am going to be sharing about this, and I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm just trusting and going with the flow. So yeah, just do whatever feels good to you. But yeah, I want to celebrate also. I've been so busy this week designing little, this one says lovesick, and then it says, you're manifesting your SP, meanwhile I'm manifesting me. So I just wanted to do it because I thought that was so cute. Like everyone is like manifesting their SP, and like I'm here like loving, like getting to know myself more and loving myself more, and yeah, that's the idea behind this one. But I have so many. This one says makes room for improvement, and it says awaken on the sleeve. I've just been having so much fun designing these and putting them on my website. Awaken. Now for the best ones, I will show you my shorts. Like they are insane, they're so cool. I have so much on my website. I've been updating my website all week. I've been drawing, designing, just putting it all together in clothing. I've got hats, I've got like hoodies, t-shirts, joggers, shorts, but I'll show you them in a second. But I just have so much on there, and it's so fun to use my creative side for something other than a video. It's been so fun, I've loved it. And yeah, if you want any of it, then go over and check the link down below. I have this, like, okay, I need to stop talking, but I have so many amazing ones. It's just been so fun for me to really let my inner child play. You can see they have this on because it's like, I know I shouldn't do that on YouTube, but it's actually my hand with my tattoo here. But so my shorts have that on because one of the t-shirts I made said F you the Matrix, so I thought that was really funny to put on the shorts too. Also on the back of the shorts it says my third eye can see you looking at my ass, which I just thought was hilarious. So yeah, not all of them not all of them are kind of like zen and like chill. Some of them are funny, some of them are like just casual. They're all a bit different, and it's just been really fun to make them. Also, I do want to say, because I think this is so important, I have a bigger, don't even know what I'm allowed to say on YouTube, but I have a bigger backside. Basically, it's just big, and I have ripped so many clothes. Like, it's a running joke between my friends and like my family. Like, I literally I go through so many jeans because when I bend down it just rips, and like just so many like disasters have happened to me because of how big it is, and it's really annoying. But when I get a bigger size, it never fits in my waist because I have a smaller waist and I have big hips and big bum. So it's really frustrating. And even in my other yoga shorts, I have grey ones that have always been my favourite. They are so baggy around the waist. Like, I always has like a loop on the back, and it drives me mad. But they've always been my favourite because they're the only ones that kind of fit well around my bum without it either, like, you know, when it goes too tight in your leg and your leg kind of like bulges out at the bottom. It's so uncomfortable. These shorts are insane. They go in and then they go out to make a room. No more rips in the butt. Like, honestly, literally, like, it's so much easier. Like, they fit so nicely, you can't even see. They fit so nicely because it goes in, and it just feels so much more relaxing. It doesn't feel like they're too tight. It literally just feels perfect. And I'm literally so excited about that because, like, it's so frustrating having to like size up in things, but then they don't fit properly and they're falling down every 2 seconds. These are perfect. Look, it just goes in. Like, they're perfect. But yeah, I'm talking about aliens now. I'm talking about shorts. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It's really a lot for me to share, but I've always just tried to be the most honest on this channel. I've always just tried to be the most authentic to myself, and that's really why I wanted to share it in the way I did, because I wanted you to know how much it took me to get to this point, because it's so easy to just shoot someone down on the internet and be like, you're lying or you're a freaking weirdo, and I get it, but like, we have feelings too, even if we are weirdos. So but yeah, it's literally the longest video in the world, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you do want to stick around, then make sure you subscribe, and we have so many fun things this year, so don't miss out. Also, sorry about the toys in the background. Bye!